Hi, this is Kathy Quinn with Floriani. Floriani is a division of R&K Distributing, and I want to welcome you to our Lettering Basics video on control points. We're going to start today by getting a new piece of paper. So we're going to come up to the upper left-hand corner, left mouse click, and we have a new design screen. All of our icons are now available that we can use, and we're going to work with lettering. This video is going to focus on all the control points that come in with our lettering. Now, in order to get to our lettering, we're going to have to left mouse click on our text tool. Now today we're going to go ahead. We have horizontal text, circular text, vertical text, and path text. We're going to go ahead and stay with our regular horizontal baseline. So I'm going to left mouse click on the text tool. You notice an A is stuck to my cursor, so I know I have selected lettering. But in order to get my properties up, I need to left mouse click on the screen to activate our lettering tool. And as you can see, my properties box has come up. We're going to come into the box and I'm going to type in a T and an L and a V and a W, and I'm going to type in the word Valentine. Now I've typed these in. Right now this is the preview of the font that is selected, which is Jello. So we are going to drop down our list and I'm going to come up and I'm going to pick a different font. I think I'm going to pick Anna. So with Anna selected, I'm going to change the height to 1/2 inch. I like the center align. I am going to apply. Now once this is on screen, I'm going to come up to my zoom. I'm going to drop down the arrow and fit this to screen. Now this has come in, and I want you to notice it's come in with all the control points. Now the control points on the lettering, this comes in anytime you create a line of text or several lines of text. This comes in. Now I want to talk about these control points and what each of these icons do for us. I'm going to go ahead and zoom out just a bit, and we're going to look at these. Now the first thing I want to look at in here is I want to show you the corners. Now if you'll notice in the upper left hand corner we have a black arrow, and what this will do is it will resize our lettering, and it will resize it proportionally. It will do the height and width according. So I'm going to come up and make it 1 inch tall. So now my lettering is about 1 inch tall. And you notice it sized it proportionately. But sometimes we want to fit text into a space. Let's say I'm doing a quilt label and my quilt label is 4 inches long. And I may need to get my text into that 4 inches, but I don't want it shorter or in height. I don't want it to be less than, let's say, 1/2 inch tall. So let's bring this back down to 1/2 inch. And how I know this is 1/2 inch is my grid system is set up at 1/2 inch squares. So I'm using that to size my text up and down. And you'll notice it says 0.48 inches, so it's about 1/2 inch. I'm pretty close. So I need it to stay 1/2 inch tall, but I need it to fill up a certain amount of space. Now this is 4.4 inches wide. So if my quilt label only allows 4 inches, I need to make it a little smaller. Let's pretend it's 3. Now if you notice, I have an arrow at the bottom right hand corner. Now if I hold down my left mouse key and drag this in, I'm going to drag it in 1/2 inch, 1 inch. So I have made it 1 inch shorter, but notice I have not changed the height, but I have changed the width. Now I want you to notice it did a beautiful job. My A's are not closed or distorted. My E's are perfect. It went ahead and kept the integrity of my text even though I didn't size it proportionately. It didn't distort or skew. Now let's go ahead and select it again, and let's pretend I need it to be 5 inches long. So I'm at 3, let's go 4, let's go 5. Heck, let's go 6 inches. Let's just drag it out. Now notice It has not changed the height at all. But what beautiful lettering it has continued to have. This is a very important feature. This is a fantastic feature, because how many times have you done text and it didn't fit in the space you needed? Well, by the time you have resized it, the text is either a dot and is eating a hole in your fabric, or it's way too huge in height. So this is an absolute wonderful feature. Now the next icon I want to talk to you about is the blue circle. Now again, we try to color code everything so that we can talk about it if I need to talk to you on tech support or we're in a class situation. Isn't it easier to say click on the blue diamond than let's left mouse click on your kerning icon? Now you're going to learn it's a kerning icon, but let's make it easy. Shapes and colors we don't even have to think about. Those are old skills. And we want to make Floriani easy. Now the blue circle is to rotate. So if I want to rotate this text, that's how I'm going to do it, is by using the blue circle. So that is my rotate icon. Now we do have black boxes on the four corners, and you'll notice the black right here. You can see. Now I want you to notice if I grab the black circle and drag that's in the center, I can stretch or elasticize my text. I could make it round. I could make it frown. I could make it smile. You can have a lot of fun playing with this text to see the different things you can do with it. Now, the ones on the corners are going to stretch it, such as doing pin-it type lettering. It's stretching it straight. So I can play and distort and have fun with my lettering by using the little icons or control points that have been placed on the lettering. So you can come in here and do a whole lot of editing and have a lot of fun just by playing with your text. Now that we've looked at those, I want to look at my kerning icons, my blue diamonds. And you know what? I'm going to change the order of this. I want it to be LT, not TL. So I've realized I've misspelled or I've done something wrong. Notice I can come right back here in the properties, change it, and apply. And notice it didn't change anything else I did, so I haven't lost the editing that I have done. All it did was change the order of the L and the T. Now this is a great feature because a lot of times in software, when you go back to this box to correct something, you can lose some of your settings. But in Total Control U, that doesn't happen. Now the reason I put an L and a T, and I'm going to kind of zoom in on this, so I'm going to grab my magnifying glass off my left-hand toolbar and notice, and right here's my magnifying glass. I want you to notice that is now stuck to my cursor. So I'm going to go ahead and come in here and zoom in. Now the thing with an L and a T, this looks like it's too far apart. And we'll have this, sometimes a V next to an A, an L next to a T, W next to a V. There's some letters that the combinations give us a little bit of a weird look. Now kerning is the space in between these letters. Now I will go back and fit this to screen. I want you to notice that the spacing between the letters here is all the same mathematically. But notice the V next to the A, it looks like there's too much space. Now if I actually measure down from the edge of the V to the front of the A, the spacing is the same. Excuse me. But it looks weird. So I could come up here and grab my kerning icon, my blue diamond, and I can pull this in where it looks attractive, where it looks better, because I don't care if it's mathematically correct. What I care is that it's visually attractive. Now notice what happened when I did that. A lot of times in software, if I move one letter, then I've got to come and move the next one and the next one and the next one. Notice in Floriani, it holds together just like a choo-choo train. So everything behind to the right of the kerning icon will hold together, so you can change the space in between just the two letters you want to and not have to go back and reset everything. The same thing with this L and the T, and we're going to go back and zoom using my zoom tool. Now to get rid of it, I'm going to hit my escape key, and that's going to remove the zoom tool from my cursor. Now the L and the T here, if I measure from the bottom of the L to the top edge of the T, the spacing is the same as all the others. But again, it looks like it's too far apart just by virtue of how the letters are made. So we want to have negative space. We're going to pull this in where the T is actually over the L, but because what our eyes go to is right here, now it looks correct. So again, let's fit it to screen. And you can see how much nicer that looks, but mathematically it's totally incorrect because now we have a negative spacing in here. The V next to the W looks a little odd because we've got a lot of space here, but it's almost touching here. So we'd come in here, and again, we can space it where it's attractive. Again, we don't care about mathematics, we care about the visual. So with your icons, your control points, is what they actually are, you can come in here and you have a whole lot of control. Now we have another icon that's in here, or excuse me, I keep saying icon, control point. You'll see that we have an orange box. Now if I come and grab this box, I can actually pull a letter completely off the baseline. Now this is a wonderful feature because most software, when you pick a baseline, it's like the bottom is hooked to a rail and will go right to left, but it won't come off. Well, now that I have pulled this off, I can treat this letter as an individual. So I could come in here and resize it. I could come in here and I could rotate it. I can treat this letter by itself. So I could come in here and have some real fun. I could do something a little different. So yours doesn't have to look like everybody else's that has the same type of lettering, because the only thing that you have that's different is your amazing creativity. So you can come in here and play. You could put these all over the screen. You can have a great time with this. Now, in any software, undo is your friend. So in Floriani, you have unlimited undos. So, whoops, I'm sorry, I rotated, not undone, didn't do undo. I'm going to come up here to our undo symbols. Here are your icons. So now I can undo, and I can start undoing, and I could undo everything until I had to redo it. So you can come in here and continue to play until you got back to wherever you needed to be. We have lots of fun with text, lots of things we can do with our text. I wanted to talk to you specifically about control points. So you do understand the control points here. We also have a diamond here that is going to let us change the slant of the letter. So you see this little black diamond right here at the bottom. I can change the slant on these letters. So again, you have a whole lot of control, a whole lot of fun with all your control points on your lettering. And it doesn't matter if your lettering is horizontal, if your lettering's on a circle, or you're using vertical, you still have all the same control points. So I hope you've enjoyed our short little video explaining our control points. Please come back for our next video where we go a little deeper.